This is the last of a series of warm water flies that I'm going to tie. This particular fly I've always heard called a brim killer. And I've seen it tied in like blister packs in the bright green body color and also in the black, and I've always used the black. It's a great trailer fly to do something like a popper and then come off about 18 to 20 inches, maybe 12 inches depending on the depth of the water, and then hang one of these off. And you don't weight this at all. It sinks very slowly. You also want to do it with a kind of a rough chenille. You don't want to use a tinsel chenille or an ultra chenille or something like that. You want something that's going to absorb water. Black thread, and these are just round rubber legs in white, and cut them about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. I'm tying this on a TMC 200R size 10. I'll start the thread in the middle of the shank and wind back to the bend. You don't have to tie this on a 200R hook. You can tie it on a hook. It has a perfect bend or a standard round bend if you prefer. And I'll strip a little bit off and just tie in. And 2 full turns, maybe a third one. I want to get it back about the middle. And then just go over the chenille once and pull it back. And at this point, I want to split off 4 of these, but I want them in pairs. So split off the first one, split off the second pair, and then we're going to match them up like this. Doesn't matter that they're perfectly matched, because what I'm going to do, I'm just going to set them down here and try to get them about the middle, and then take another wrap over them. Then I'm going to set one pair on one side and one pair on the other side. I'm going to try to get them on the side of the hook if I can, and then take a couple of wraps over the middle, sort of cement them in, and then I'm going to go up to the front, but I want to stop short of the front. And now what I do is I take one more wrap behind, and then a wrap through the center, and then 2 wraps in front. And once I got that, I'm going to tie off the chenille and snip away the excess. And I don't worry too much. It doesn't seem to matter too much about the position of the legs. You can fiddle with them more if you want to. Now we're going to put squirrel tail overwing on this, or wing on this, and you don't want just a whole bunch of squirrel tail. About half a matchstick, I don't know, the center of a pencil, a pencil lead, what are you going to call that? And I'm going to snip it off. I'm not going to stack this, but I am going to pull out any short hairs. Now, one of the things about squirrel tail is it's very hard and it's slick, and it will slide out if you don't wrap it down tight. So I want this to be maybe a little bit past the bend of the hook, and I want to give myself just enough to tie that in. Actually, here scissors work better than snips. Then we're going to pull back and hold this down. Make sure you don't, and you want to make sure this is pretty much on top. Then give yourself a bunch of wraps. Go ahead and wrap back over the front of the chenille so that wing lays down a little bit. And then once you've got it like you want it, grab your whip finish tool. I usually do a couple of 3 or 4 turn whip finishes. Put a drop of head cement on that if you want to. Last thing we're going to do is we're just going to come in here and split these legs. And you can see I'm just using my scissor tips, pull back toward the body, and then just pull out. And you could use your scissor tips, or you could use a bodkin, whatever. And that's it. When you throw this out, it will get waterlogged and it will sink very slowly. You can see it kind of sink. That's the brim killer. You can also tie this in bright green.